Welcome back to the Wizard Weekly, where we talk about everything happening right now in gaming. It is very expensive to be a Nintendo fan. This we all know and have felt for the last generation. Like, in a couple of days, we're about to get a re-release of a game that came out 10 years ago in the same year that we're supposed to get a likely overpriced console from this company. Like, there are no breaks, they do not stop. But along with those pre-orders being filled in the next few days, we're also going to be at the dawn of a discontinued service that Nintendo has announced that kind of helped people save money for the past few years of the Nintendo lifespan, being the gold points. You see, about 2 weeks ago, Nintendo announced that their gold points program that they launched in around 2018, which allows you to get some form of money back on digital and even some physical game purchases, giving you these virtual credits that can be applied to your next digital checkout, was going to get discontinued on March 25th, 2025, which by now is going to be next Tuesday when I'm recording this video. Every 100 points that you earn in this program is worth about $1, and as you can see here with my account, the amount of gold points I have is emulating my personal bank account because I'm broke as shit. And the way that it worked was giving you 5% of what you paid on digital purchases, obviously with the gold points transition, and then 1% of what you paid on physical purchases, to which you would then get the points soon after. Now, luckily for those who might have been saving up all their Nintendo gold points, purchasing every Nintendo game that they possibly can digitally or physically just to get more money and possibly pay off for another game, aka the victims, they did announce that you have up to 12 months to redeem your gold points from the date that it cuts off, being March 25th. And basically, if you pre-order any digital game before the 25th, you still get the gold points, and obviously any physical game that you purchase for that 12 months afterwards, it still goes to your account. And you can also redeem anything that you can with these points price-wise for the next 12 months as well. But after that 12-month period is up, the gold points are going to cease to exist completely, which they're already going to be pretty much gone for the most part in the next few days, which sucks. But at the same time, I don't really know too many people outside of obviously like the Nintendo fans or even people that use Nintendo Switch online that even care about this. I know I didn't care about it for the first few months of my freaking Nintendo Switch usage, but I mean, it's literally free money, obviously at the expense of purchasing and spending more money. But having any type of dollars that you can put towards a new game, especially when they're charging $59.99 for a re-release, is obviously something that I hope they make some sort of new version of with the Nintendo Switch and that new era of Nintendo. To which they also announced that the platinum points here, that you probably forgot about even more of than the gold points. Platinum points are another form of Nintendo's virtual currency that you can earn a little bit more easier just from clicking websites and whatever freaking navigation that they want to take you to when you go to the earn points tab. Like here, as you can see, I got all of them locked because I still haven't done the tutorial yet, but you can earn points as easily as just subscribing to the Nintendo email, which you shouldn't do because they already send you a shit ton of emails regardless, so just be careful of that. But with these platinum points, they actually allow you to get something tangible, like these tote bags, stickers, a lanyard, like just a bunch of really cool, almost dollar store type of stuff that is pretty decent for any Nintendo fan to want to have. I honestly don't think that these are as good as getting price shaped off of what you actually want from Nintendo, which is the games, but I do think that some of this stuff is really cool. Like this trucker hat is something that I would actually wear because as you can see, I wear a lot of gaming merch already. But overall, while the platinum point selection is pretty decent for the prizes, it just feels like a bunch of, like I said, dollar store goodies, to where it feels good purchasing in that moment because look at Mario's face, you're buying a zipper for 800 points basically for nothing. But it's like, unless you're a diehard Nintendo collector or you're actually buying something you can use in your everyday life, like I said with this trucker hat, these really aren't really anything that I would go out of my way to seek, just because I don't need any of this stuff. I honestly think it'd be really cool if in the future we see the return of the type of rewards that we got in the Nintendo Club program back in the day, where you had actual controllers with cool variants. You had different versions of games like the Wii Resort freaking Club Nintendo variant that was so sick. Either way, while the gold points themselves aren't really going anywhere anytime soon, if you already have them, if you want to earn them in the next week up until Tuesday is probably the best time to get your fill and to get what you need before they're gone indefinitely. And then moving on, Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of the Smash Bros series for Nintendo and even the lead behind Kirby games out there, has recently shared a statement in a new interview that's caused a big talking point within the whole gaming world, especially within game development. Now, it should be noted that Sakurai is a legend within the whole gaming community, especially within developers, for his really amazing vision for games, and even is doing some really dope ass work in his semi-retired state, which he claims he's in right now, with his YouTube channel on creating games that he posts pretty much like every month or so, just adding a new chapter in just the journey of creating games that people find really useful. Anyways, he recently claimed that he thinks Japanese people should keep pursuing the things that Japanese people like in terms of game development, and he believes that the success of many Japanese games in the West has led to so many of these Japanese developers to create these Americanized works to appeal to obviously a Western audience, to which he thinks that this shouldn't be a thing as much, and people should pride themselves on making much more cultural relatable games. And I honestly think that that is a fair point, because we see so many studios just making games based on experiences that feel relatable in some shape or form, whether it's the setting or the characters or, you know, just what we like as American media with like just our values in a lot of the modern video games, which is, it's not bad. I mean, I can't say that I'm mad at games like Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption for capturing American culture or some shit like that, but I do think that with games like Black Myth Wukong embracing a whole different side of culture that American gamers just don't know about or don't know about as much, maybe seeing like the exploration in things like anime but not know the original source material, is something that we definitely need more of in games to keep these ideas going fresh. Because I don't know if you guys know about the AAA game industry, but that shit is just a copy-paste frenzy right now. And hell, not even Japanese games. I'd love to play any game that's based on culture that is just good. Like, as long as the game is good, I don't care who made it or, you know, why they're making it, whatever cultural impact they're trying to, you know, carry over. I just want a good game based on a story that I might not have ever like heard before in any capacity, which we see a lot of in gaming. And honestly speaking, I do think that this is going to be a reality we'll be facing in the near future, because the game industry is starting to collapse in with itself with all these games not being day one successes, or even, you know, month successes, with games like Dragon Age the Veilguard having price cut in half like a month after it released. So all these bad, I don't even want to say bad games, just boring games that are coming out right now is going to open the way for obviously more indie AA games, but also more culturally different games that American, you know, gamers in general haven't seen before, and are gonna, you know, open with wide arms like they did with Black Myth Wukong. But yeah, either way, hopefully games themselves just embrace a whole new era of creativity, and we see a turnaround in the overall vibe of gaming to where most games just feel like actual like new experiences. I just had a voice crack. And then finally for today, it's no better way to conclude this video than talking about something that I've been waiting for a long ass time, and that is the confirmation, well, pretty much the confirmation that Xbox is finally working on a full dedicated handheld. And as you can see, the project is being dubbed as Project Kennen, and apparently Xbox is working directly in a partnership with ASUS, the makers of the ROG Ally, which is another dope ass PC gaming handheld, to finally create this device. And all we really know right now, based on these leaks and insights to, you know, WindowsCentral.com, is that the device is going to be a full-blown gaming PC handled in the sense that it's going to be like a Steam Deck, or like I said, a ROG Ally, and not really an Xbox in the sense that you can like transfer your Xbox games from your Series X console to this platform, unless it's like the, you know, cloud gaming shit, which, I mean, that does suck because people have been wanting an Xbox handheld in that sense for a long time. But I do think that Microsoft is doing everyone a service by, you know, making a PC gaming handheld where it's just much more like versatility and how much you can do on that. Now, Xbox, as far as a company, you know, they've been having a lot of up and down in the past couple of years, really more downs than ups, but right now they're kind of looking in a hopeful shape with all the upcoming releases that are coming to Xbox, like, you know, the new Fable game that I'm excited for. What is it? Oh yeah, the new Doom game, that's a really big one that's coming out in May, I believe, next 2 months. So we have a lot of dope ass games that are coming to Xbox, but of course the main caveat that, you know, people are pointing out in this whole generation is that owning an Xbox console, unless you already have one, there isn't really any need to buy one if you have a PC, which can play all of, you know, the Xbox library, most of it at least, and then, you know, every other game that PlayStation has in the whole PC gaming network of things. So, you know, owning an Xbox console right now isn't as prideful as owning an Xbox 360 in the sense that you have games that you can't play anywhere else at least at that time. But the whole new branding of Xbox is to be much more convenient for the average person just wanting to play games, which they are successful at with the Game Pass, and now obviously, you know, with a handheld that are likely going to be a really decent thing, since Asus is going to be the one working on it and developing it. Now again, this report is only like 7 days old, so we don't know much outside of what I just told you. At the price range, you could only suspect it's going to be anywhere from the $400 to even $700 range, because that's what most gaming handhelds like the Legion Go S is going to be at, that just came out. So anything after this, you know, the bar is going to be set high for a PC gaming handheld. I would love a scenario where Xbox and Asus reach some sort of, you know, agreement to make this as low price as possible and even combat the Steam Deck as far as, you know, that price tag in the base model at least. But I honestly don't think it's going to be that, and I think since, you know, Asus, they don't cut corners on their, you know, hardware, this is going to be at least a $400 or $500, you know, freaking thing, probably even more with all the, you know, United States trade wars and shit going on. And that's all I got for today, man. If you enjoyed, leave a like on the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.